Any questions from the floor? Well then, yeah. What is moderate? The question is from Doris is what is moderate? We had the first round in train one. Tobacco was included in train one, and so did SSB, no? Sweetened sugary beverage. And the increase in train one was 250 every 2 years, no? 250 pesos, 2 pesos and 50 cents per pack every 2 years. That's because the old law was like 4%. No? After 30 pesos, once a specific tax was unified at 30 pesos, the annual increase is 4%. Remember, like in 2012, it was a 4-tier system where the lowest tier was the 2 plus, no? Around 250 to 3 pesos per pack. There were 4 tiers, and there was a move to unify excise tax of cigarettes per pack of 20 sticks into one unitary rate. So that happened in 2016 at 30 pesos per pack. So the increase was around 3 to 4 pesos per pack moving forward, moving from 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 16. And after that, it's supposed to be 4%. So 4% every year. So 30 pesos per pack plus 4% plus 4% every year. So that gave clarity, you know, because and predictability, and inflation was below 3%. No? So the increase was more than inflation. But the government needed revenue, and they want to accelerate and have a higher rate. But we were a bit worried because the last 2 years of the past admin, we see revenues coming down. So the higher the rate, revenue comes down. Volumes coming down, yes, but what you would want is a sweet spot where revenue goes up also. So why did the revenue come down? There are a couple of factors. One, of course, is it's more unaffordable at that high rate. No? Number two, there's proliferation of illicit cigarettes, no? Smuggled, locally produced by legitimate company or factory in illicit factory. So we have that issue of meaning you reach your tipping point. Instead of the higher the rate, it does not equate to more taxes. It actually dipped. No? So what we're looking for is our moderate increases that would not harm industry, that would not harm government revenue, because the bulk of the government revenue is earmarked for healthcare, Department of Health and Universal Healthcare. So we were surprised that when after train one was passed, and train two we were also included, because we would be thinking that it would be the other industries like spirits, meaning alcohol or beer, because we were already included in train one. It was accelerated, increase was accelerated. So again, it's not like we are objecting. We are open to reasonable, moderate increases that would not harm the industry, wherein we would see again the illicit coming back. No? At the time, you know, the story already in the past, the last 2-3 years of the last admin, when some companies are selling even below tax. Even right now, we see illicit cigarettes selling below tax. Tax now 35 pesos per pack, but they're out there Retailers out there selling at 20, 25, 30 pesos per pack. The tax is already 35. So these are clearly illicit. Illicit comes in many ways, smuggled, as I said, or locally produced by illegal factories, which we work together with the government to, and government has been very vigilant and in closing them down. I think in 20, like this year, there are 3 factories, I think, that was closed down. Last year, 2018, there were 8 factories. These are small factories. 2017, there's 2, in 2016. And each of these factories, the government will lose around 1 billion pesos in revenue per year. So, meaning the higher the tax, the dangerous proliferation of these illicit factories, illicit players coming in. Not a big one, but these are small pocket factories that are hidden somewhere. And sometimes we see them doing drugs also. So it's a concern. It's a concern. We've seen like a country like Singapore, very very strict already, and the border control is excellent. They still have 15% illicit coming across the border. In Malaysia, it's already 60% illicit in Malaysia, 60. Yeah. So it's deep rooted and hard to. In the Philippines, I guess it's over 10. No? So continuously we work with government to identify where these factories are, and government they're very cooperative, and they're very active in raiding these illicit factories. But I think they have, yeah. But the so we just there has to be some rationale in terms of the increases.
So ano ang outlook niyo po given this challenging environment? What's the outlook for cigarettes?
Well, this year the government continues enforcement action, plus it should be, I would think it should be the same as last year, I would think. But the second half of the year started here, so it's hard to predict. Like, will there be an excise tax increase when Congress resumes end of May? Or would it wait till next Congress? Which I think, because there's a lot of the topics varied. When you talk about tobacco, no? There are tobacco alternatives like vaping, or and there's a heat not burn category. There are other alternatives that are some of them are not even taxed, no? So the government should look at a holistic approach to this, because it could harm government revenue then when people shift to these type of products that are not regulated and taxed.
Pero kayo hindi pa kayo mag-introduce ng mga alternative products?
And we have plans also, but we're waiting for the regulatory. As you know, FDA approved IQOS heat not burn, but it's not only FDA. It's been there for, a lot of government have already approved that, and like in England, Public Health England is actually encouraging people to switch. So they give them differential taxes, meaning lower, so that people can switch over from the combustible conventional cigarette that we should burn to a heat not burn tobacco based, but you just heat. So there's no tar, there's no smoke. It's a solid vapor. So a lot of governments are encouraging smokers to switch over. So to entice it, they have a differential tax treatment on that.
So this year, parang sa state,
So we're looking at it on how to go about it. we don't know yet. We'll see.
Sufficient time to get.
Maybe at first, because the volumes are small, then we can invest if the volumes materialize. But that is the future. Heat not burn is IQOS, no? It's tobacco based, but you heat it below combustion. So you take because it's tobacco based. It is, if you bring it in, it is going to be taxed like a tobacco right now. So we're asking for different. We'll see if you can get a differential treatment on that. Because a lot of governments they say, okay, it's, we encourage you to shift, and they'll do a differential tax treatment. Because on the other extreme, the other alternative is vaping, liquid nicotine. It's right now zero. So
But the sticks you can manufacture here if ever.
in the future, yes.
So in other jurisdictions, has a different treatment,
Right, yes, because it's less harmful. I wouldn't say safer, it's less harmful. Like the toxins or smoke that it emits, the number one doesn't emit smoke, no? It's 95% less. 95% less, yeah.
What's the business model like of that product compared to the?
It's the same. It's a nicotine delivery device. You smoke it, you take it, and you sell the sticks, like a pack of cigarettes. It's the same.
And the cost of producing it is
It's going to be higher.
Because of the
Because of the technology, it's different. Yes, but so if it's the same tax, then it's going to be priced higher, and people will not switch. So you're encouraging people to switch it. So it's approved by the FDA. It's hard to get US FDA, like in Japan, in Korea, in China, a lot of jurisdictions have approved that. No? In Europe, in Germany,
We
Italy.
have higher margin business for
It depends.
mahal.
It's expensive because there's a device.
It's
It depends.
expensive.
It depends. The device is not cheap also.
yung cost.
And they have to change your manufacturing.
Yeah,
Totally.
totally. We'll add to it. We'll probably have to bring new machines, new equipment. Yeah. While going back to excise tax, because I also was saying the higher the tax, and this illicit comes in, it's a triple, quadruple whammy. No? You lose government revenue, then they don't use local tobacco. They don't buy local leaf from the farmers. It's important. It harms government collection. In the end, there will also be more drugs because it's the same channel that brings in those illegal drugs. And in the end, you'll end up with more smokers because a legitimate pack of cigarette right now costs 50, 60, 70 or up. No? And these guys are selling it at half the price. Yeah, so 2 pesos per stick, but a legitimate cigarette should at least be 4 pesos per stick or more. So these are not captured by statistics. So what we're saying is we should be more holistic in the approach so that it's a win-win-win rather than everybody loses. And like I think like in the case of our other Southeast Asian neighbors, that it has gone out of control. Other topic. Property, we continue to develop our own BPOs and township, like the one in Eton City. So we're developing 2 townships, one in Eton, the big one, and also another big one here in Metro Manila, C5 together. That one's in partnership with Ayala. Yeah. It's, we have 30 and then 5 plus, so it's around 35 hectares. And the selling proposition is 50% open space. No?
Where's the other big one?
In Eton City, in Cabuyao, Santa Rosa.
Yeah. It's huge.
It's big, at a couple of 100 hectares.
So this is your first partnership with Ayala.
No, this is not our first partnership. PNB has a partnership with Ayala, with Centera, along, it's near Shaw Boulevard. It's a PNB property which we JV'd with Ayala Land. It's beside EDSA Central, that area, that side, yeah, northbound on the right side.
So the townships, is that gonna be a direction?
Township takes time to develop it, so we have to build the infrastructure, it's mixed use, no, live, work, play, pray type of development.
So you
So-
see the company having more of that?
Yes, plus we also have another one, but it's not a township, but it's a pocket development in Centris, no?
Yeah.
It's more for office, that's the new Quezon City CBD. Yeah. Yeah.
So are you land banking with the township in mind?
We're looking, yeah, we're looking also, yeah. Should be a couple of 100 hectares now.
Right,
Yeah.
Metro Manila only.
No,
All over
outside,
the
all over,
country.
Luzon.
Luzon.
Sir, may land bank pa kayo for leisure? I understand parang meron yata kayo sa Cebu nun.
Yeah, yes, it's in Mactan. We're still drawing up plans for that. Still too early.
How big is that? Kasi
Sorry.
parang more than 5 years ago, there was a plan yata before.
It's around 30.
30 hectares. Bakit? Malaki.
It's all it's all coral reef. It's got Mactan's best beach area.
This.
Yes, syempre best.
Pero sir, di ba dating ano yun, galing sa ano ng
Foreclosed
PNB?
property. Yes,
Or
it's a foreclosed property PNB. which is our
foreclosed
group has.
property?
Wow,
Kasi naalala ko pa.
Good memory, yeah. It's got the golf course pa.
They were starting to go.
Sir, pero ano, you will develop it on your own? Or are you partnering with somebody?
No, we're still open. We don't. Yeah, we're still looking how to develop that.
So, yeah, yung
So aside from that, we just finished our BPO number 5. It's 40 plus thousand square meter in Centris, no. So that's that. Yeah, I think 10-15% lease. We just finished turnover. The contractor just finished the turnover.
But ano yan, leased out na.
Usually you have to build it before they come.
Big commitment.
If it's close to completion.
Pesa.
In that area is better. I'm so sure. Yeah.
Mga pogo.
Bawal na sa Quezon City ang
Yeah, not Quezon City. But we have one in West End, the one along Pasong Makati.
Quezon City LGU.
That's beside,
Representative sa Pogo.
Yeah, that's beside Delton Place.
Beer. Heineken. How's the volume?
Heineken volume's improving, but our total beer volumes, we're still, it's still a challenge, you know. Although the beer market has grown, I think it's taking more from the liquor market,
Is that
aside
within,
from the growth.
sorry, is that within expectation, the length of time since you brought it here?
I think we're
Market
behind, we're behind
acceptance.
schedule. We're behind schedule.
Was it, did you feel the impact of high inflation last year?
I think everybody felt that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at least,
An aberration last year.
and also the fuel prices have come down, so that will help.
So what's your new schedule for Heineken? For the
So we launched Tiger Black, no, which is a strong beer. As you know, Philippine beer market is a strong beer market, dominated by Red Horse. Close to 70% is strong beer.
Like,
So Filipinos like strong beer, 7% alcohol. 7%.
High naman.
Well, normal beer is 5%.
Yeah.
Then in other countries, light beer is 4 or below.
Kaya hindi masaya.
So Tiger Black is a good product, I hope the market will accept that.
Staggered.
Na launch.
The launch, yeah, we just launched it.
Yan, Heineken. Ewan ko.
It's almost the same as Red Horse. Yeah. So same price for better product.
Sir, with your record performance in 2018, do you expect to sustain that growth in 2019, especially since inflation has come down and you have the election?
Well, we're trying to. It again depends on, as you know, most of it's driven by tobacco, on the tobacco side. No? We're just back to where we were before, when the market was disrupted by the high taxes and illicit cigarette. So hopefully we can address the two, because it's win-win for everybody if we are able to control illicit trade. And if the taxes are moderately increased, government also stands to enjoy a higher revenue. But the danger of a higher, unusually high tax, it would hurt everybody. The government revenue would also be affected. And it's not a theory; you've seen it. From 100 billion in 2014, it went down to 96, then to 86. It's coming down. And it's just timely that there was an enforcement action against an illicit player. Then the revenues, government revenues recovered. But cigarette volume still coming down for it. So you win you achieve the objective of fewer smokers, more revenue. So I guess to a certain point it has to balance out.
Ilan percent na yung proposal? With si ano?
They have a 60 peso proposal per pack. We're now 35. So it's more than 60. 6-0.
What happened?
35 na 35.
They mean 35. So they want an extra 25. I guess we can reach there, but give us over a few years, no?
That's still over at 25 per.
So what will happen is going to be, I mean, illicit players will have a field day.
But then, di ba, sir, between the industry and the lawmakers, parang the initial discussion was, don't include you in train 2, just front load you to train 1. And now,
There
we're
were,
back to,
yeah, because, yeah, I don't understand. Anyway, so we were included in train 1, then I guess they wanted more revenues. So there's a train 2. So, and we're not against it, as long as it's a moderate increase. Yeah. And it has to be predictable, because if not,
what's
there might well be a train 3, train 4. And it's,
between 35 and 60, what would be a moderate level?
something higher than inflation, I think. 5%. Because this is every year, no? Compounding.
70 pa pala yung proposal.
60, 70.
There's a 60, yeah, 60, 70, there's a 90, but the end objective is to, let's say, have more revenues and fewer smokers. If you do it that way, you'll have more smokers because there'll be more illicit coming in.
So, sir, yung 5% increase, if you could be reasonable.
Because right now it's 4%. Right now it's 250 every 2 years, no? And there's the one that was passed in Congress was 250 every year. I think that's a bit reasonable, more reasonable. Remember before, one pack is 250 6 years ago. Now it's 250 per year and an increase. No?
But interesting you mentioned in your report na Marlboro, which is your high end, now accounts for almost half of your volume. So the smokers move to the higher end?
Yeah, people trade up. Sometimes they trade up, sometimes they trade down.
Down.
Yeah, depends on if they have more money, they trade up. They have less, they trade down.
They drank less beer and liquor but traded up for cigarettes?
But it doesn't mean, it doesn't mean they're smoking more though, because the volume is coming down. So before, like, it was 12 sticks per day, now it's, I think, just 10 sticks per day. People are still smoking, but smoking less.
So 12 before, now in 2018.
The average stick per day has come down. So they still smoke it, but they smoke less. But what we don't want is they take up illicit, and they're gonna say, oh, this is cheaper, I wanna smoke more, I'll buy that illicit non-taxed product. Then everybody loses, no? If that happens.
Ang moderate, or what would be a moderate tax increase that would be acceptable?
I think there's a proposal in Congress where it's around 250 per pack.
Yeah.
250 per pack increase. So what will happen in 4 years? That's $10 already. You know? So
Sino propone?
who's the proposal in Congress?
That's the one that passed.
I think the same thing that goes for spirits and meaning alcohol and beer. Once they look at it, then moderate increases over a period of time. That's the best way, rather than the disruptive. Yeah, yeah. That's kasi Manny Pacquiao 60, Sherwin 70, JD 90.
Pero sa Congress, mas malala.
It's more debate, I guess, no, and more stakeholders are able to participate.
Sir, I think DOF is open to taxing new tobacco products like vape and alcohol. Do you think that will affect your plans of bringing in new not
It's actually good that they're thinking of doing that. Yeah. Because like on the vaping side, it's a clearly revenue loss. If a smoker switches over, then zero tax, then you get nothing, right?
Do you think there's enough demand, even though
It's here already. You can buy
Smart.
smuggled, no? Gray market. So if you can't regulate it, you might as well, I mean, if you can't stop it, you might as well regulate and tax it. I think that's a wiser way to approach it.
But it's not gonna stop the traditional cigarettes. I mean, you're still gonna produce it, even if
Yes.
you bring in the alternatives.
So you prefer the house switch?
It's more and I also think it's better to be taken up as a whole. I mean, together with liquor and spirits and e-cigs, rather than just tobacco again and then will there be a train fee? Dapat isang ano lang, yeah. So it means we'd like to have more predictability and what's the term? Moderate and predictable. Okay. So we're very cooperative naman. We delivered the industry, I think, delivered over 150. You know how much taxes that the industry paid? It's over, I think, if I'm not mistaken, over excess 120 plus, 125, I think. Then if you include VAT and income tax, close to 150 billion
For
for
tobacco,
the tobacco industry. That's a lot of,
for spirit,
much less. I don't have the numbers for that.
for 1 year.
For what? It's a lot. Close to
Compared,
500 million per day, no?
compared to previous years.
In 2013, I think it was 33, went to 50, 70 plus. Then it reached a peak of 100, then it started going down. Then because of the enforcement action, it went up again. So, but it doesn't mean that, you know, we have to, if it's, so we're in the sweet spot, and illicit is not, you know, there's illicit, there's government action against illicit trade. And It doesn't mean that there's none. You can see there is no, but with continued vigilance and with moderate and predictable increases, I think we can manage to keep it at bay. Because a sudden spike would be too tempting for people to criminals to do that, no? So it jeopardizes the whole legitimate industry. That includes farmers, workers, government revenue. Okay? So that's the danger of if it takes root, it's so hard to weed out. It's hard to because it's embedded. Like in one case is Malaysia. You know. Yeah, I think based on the projection of Train 1, the only industry that delivered the projected increased taxes is the tobacco industry. So we're doing our part.
Pero di ba, you also have to rethink your model kasi even you know that they'll always want more taxes whenever they need more revenues. By nature, the government say.
But we're,
And then also people are
but it cannot be too theoretical. But because the model there, the original model didn't take into account illicit. Now there's another factor, substitute, dalawa lang yun, di ba? Because they can go dating, liquid nicotine, that has zero tax. So the government should also look at the different factors. That's why the engagement with the industry is important. That from before there's illicit, now there's illicit plus alternatives that will affect government revenue. Right?
tapos the alternatives are not illegal.
They're illegal, actually. Illegal? No, they're not legal.
The absence of regulation,
Ah.
they're not illegal.
So you have to legitimize it, regulate it, and tax it. Yeah. We're not naman saying tax it like a cigarette, but at least enough that people switch and everybody is not using smuggled or illicit products.
Sa Tanduay, expand pa kayo ng budget.
Tanduay, the market, the spirit, as I said, the spirit market has, I think that's shrunk 3%, but Tanduay is up. So because we're predominantly besides Mindanao, so we see the Vismin market growing. People in the Vismin, they're more buying power. No? So
This means that's
in Vismin, no, I mean, compared to before, they have more. Yeah, so that's why volumes have gone up. And in Luzon also the same. It has gone up, and so people are drinking more beer. So the spirits market in Luzon has come down because people are more affluent. They want to drink rather than liquor. Kasi nila beer na, kasi it's affordable. Mas, it's a classier drink, right? Yeah, so people trade up to beer. So you see the beer market up, the spirits market down in general, but per region you have to see the dynamics of the region. In Vismin up, in the outer areas are up for liquor, but in urban, like I think Metro is down because people are drinking more beer. If you go to an on-premise outlet, people drink beer rather than hard liquor. Hard liquor usually consumed at home.
Good question. Yung mga consumer operations, no, do you own yung sa supply chain?
Distillery, yes.
The distribution, of course, the warehousing,
No,
or
we-
do you employ?
No, we have third party distributors
Third-party.
and logistics providers, truckers,
okay.
and haulers.
Because it's more efficient that way. So nobody has approached you for to leverage on that capability of yours to have that or for expanding that logistics part of the business. And of course, you have van.
No, no.
For,
Too expensive to ship it by air.
no. I mean, I'm just curious kasi a lot of foreign logistics companies are looking for partners with established
Mhm.
with established network like that, and especially when it comes to cold storage and of course freight.
Freight, yes.
Wala.
Mahirap ang logistics.
We're not into that, except for the airline, which is a cargo portion. But we're not into logistics.
For the airline, so no like plans of expanding the cargo part. Like for example, Garuda is like spinning off its cargo. Eh.
Well, number one, PAL is not part of LT Group, the listed company. It's separately listed.
Sir, you were eyeing to acquire Rojas Holdings refinery assets under Nandoy.
We're looking into it because it sits behind Asian or Absolute Distillers. We're neighbors. So that's in Batangas. No? So we're looking into it.
Net capacity expansion this year for the other businesses. Food and beverage.
Expansion. Yes, I guess we're looking at number one, the Rojas Don Pedro, specifically. Then for the beverage, for water, we're also expanding. We just commissioned a new factory in Pampanga for bottled water. For bottled water, yeah.
What's the capacity?
Enough for the growth for at least 1 or 2 years.
In Pampanga.
Yeah.
Enough for the growth.
It's growing double digit the water. Yeah. So we're looking also expanding and putting new lines for water in glass, returnable glass. So we came out with water in sparkling, Summit sparkling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're dropping the plastic?
No,
Just an alternative.
alternative, yes. At least it's an alternative for more environmentally conscious.
But
Yeah.
it's more expensive in
Yes.
SRP.
Yes.
But we get the deposit now, don't we?
Right now it's sold as one way. I guess in the future we can do a returnable. Yan na launch na. Summit. It's one is Summit sparkling, Summit still.
Still.
Yeah. In other countries, again, the standard, people ask you want sparkling, you want still. So instead of buying imported one, you buy Summit and then lower
Is there-
carbon footprint. Yeah.
Is there demand for sparkling here?
Right now, people are starting to appreciate sparkling. Yeah. The move away from sweet drinks, no? And you want something refreshing, so sparkling water.
It's part of the health project.
I think so. It's part of the health, the movement towards more healthy drinks, healthy lifestyle. Yeah, so the healthy products comes in hand.
But is this market ready already for?
Yes, yeah, you'd be surprised. Yeah. People are more very health conscious now. That's why there's a big demand for diet drinks, low or no sugar.
So aside from the Summit, sparkling others, Vitamilk as well, and
Dairy, yeah.
the healthy ba yun?
Healthy and syempre.
Okay. The less sugar.
Yeah. Sometimes you need the sugar. Sugar gives energy, right? But not to replace, because these are functional drinks. Functional drinks that have sugar. Example, Cobra Energy drink, may sugar in. It's functional drink. Or Vitamilk. It's got sugar. But those are not meant to replace water.
Yeah.
Right? But sometimes consumers, as Filipinos, we like to drink soft drinks to replace water. So then it's not good if you do that. So So you have to drink your daily water requirement. Then the functional part, you don't drink it in quantity, maybe one or two, maybe one per sitting only, right? But sometimes people drink soft drinks like in replacement of in lieu of water. That's not healthy anymore. Yeah.
So what level are you now? Parang you're still testing how the market is going to accept your health beverages, or parang
It's at least it's available at an affordable price. It's not, you know.
I mean,
That's-
moving forward, where do you see it as a percentage, for example, of your drinks for food?
Hopefully it will become a significant part. No? The water is already significant because
Yeah, the production lines
Yeah.
for it. But the others,
the others higher value like the soy, it's a replacement for protein. As you know, in the Philippines there's a problem with we don't take much protein, especially the growing years. No? The kids they take a lot of carbs, not protein. So we're skinny and short. So that's we don't have a meal program. Walang, dito. Like other countries have, no? So in lieu of a milk program, but yeah, we have a soy milk that's protein based, plant protein. So we're encouraging it actually. That
so for those kinds of products, you already have a production line.
yes, we have a production plant here.
And then Summit also has a production
Yes,
line.
yeah. Dedicated lines for soy milk and dedicated for water.
Serious kayo.
Oh, serious kailangan eh. I mean, it's a commitment to bring this kind of products in. First, we import it, now we're producing it. Because real cow milk is expensive. Eh. So what people drink here is not really, it's really, the local market is reconstituted cow milk, powdered milk. Eh.
Industry natin, usually we import milk.
We don't have enough cows, I guess. No? So we import milk powder, reconstitute. And the kids in schools, a lot of them can't afford it. So by having soy milk, Vitamilk available, that's one way to address the dairy gap, dairy deficiency, protein deficiency.
Fruit.
Yung sandwich party and fruit.
I think 50 bucks, 50 pesos, 50 pesos. I think the imported is double. Imported is double.
Again, ano yung double?
Imported sparkling water is double.
The price?
Most outside double.
Kasi imported.
Double, high carbon footprint, not recyclable, blah blah blah. You might as well buy local products, locally made here.
Cheaper. Sir, you mentioned in your na parang moving forward, a big chunk of your business will still be dependent on tobacco
Yes.
and the liquor and the business. Forever na natin pinag-uusapan na tax and all the issues. But moving forward really, parang is there a plan or what's the discussion like among the top executives? What's the long-term plan? Will you keep up the energy and the motivation to
But the market is growing.
deal with the government?
The market is growing, so somebody has to provide that service. Right? If people, just because it's excise product, you don't want. Somebody has to provide that particular service. And I think we're good at it. We offer good quality products, affordable price, and we also have government with all those taxes, right? So that's our contribution. To nation. Like water, we're not market, and we're number 2. 70%. If you factor in the illicit, maybe 60. There's a 10% illicit out there. Hopefully it doesn't grow. Hopefully it
Down
doesn't
to
grow.
10%.
Hopefully it doesn't grow.
Percent ng 40 tobacco, 40% of LPG sila.
Last year income over 50%.
At in
planning.
40%.
Probably then, maybe bottom line, based on bottom line.
Based on hindi based on asset Kaya every time merong nangyayari sa regulation, pinaprice ko siya. Kasi
Yeah.
it's a big portion.
It's a big portion, yes.
Pero parang easier for you to navigate the drinks, the taxes on the drink. Than
We're trying to avoid excisable products, and that's what we want to do into water, energy drink, then biglang,
Soy.
then biglang may tax, sweet and beverage tax.
Kaya nga eh.
The yogurt, you're manufacturing it here,
No, we're still importing it.
but you have plans.
The volumes are not enough to justify a factory at this point.
Why sir, hindi ready ang Pinoy market for that product?
I guess
Or
slowly.
wala lang.
Slowly. But it has grown.
Competition.
It has grown though significantly. So sometimes may tipping point and Filipinos don't drink bottled water in the 90s. We have to drink a lot. As you get exposed to this product, then you know the benefits. So why would you drink some cultured milk product where you can have a yogurt, which is healthier, better?
I heard there are new products that you'd like to bring to the market.
Yeah, we have a new product called Bifrutas, Bifrutas.
What's that?
It's a mix of juice and milk.
It's a drink. It's a drink.
It's a the milk, juice and milk combination.
Is it available?
Yeah,
Yung
that's,
Tetra Pak, yung Tetra Pak.
was it part of the sample?
Tetra.
Of the others, because we have to explain.
Na-launch na?
Tetra bottle.
It's a tetra from Spain.
Na-launch.
Launch na.
You're importing.
Yes, we're importing tetra.
So parang ganun ka nag-import muna and then
Then
If
if it's enough to skip it, then we go to the factory after.
It's a fruit flavored milk.
milk.
So I guess for children who maybe they reach an age where they don't want to drink milk, then you have a flavored milk to get them to drink.
Tetra. The problem with the problem with milk is as we grow older, there's lactose intolerance.
Yes.
Then once, because you stop drinking milk, but if you keep on drinking milk,
Yeah.
you won't lose it.
Yeah.
I don't think you lose it then. But it's when you stop, then you cannot reacquire it. You cannot reacquire it.
Display.
Lagay ko dun.
Exhibit.
Exhibit A and B.
Exhibit A. Exhibit A.
Dapat yung
Ah,
mga-
sa Pascual din.
Yeah, it's made by Pascual. Pascual is, Calidad Pascual is Spain's biggest, largest dairy company.
Ah, it's not the Pascual.
No, it's not the Pascual Medical.
Medical. Lactose intolerant. Sorry.
No,
It's milk,
no.
not as lactose.
Yeah, I think I'm lactose
Retail selling.
How much what's the retail?
32 pesos.
30 nga?
32 na.
No.
Two flavors.
Less.
Just two flavors.
It's very much that time. Hey, can you check on the avocado?
Pineapple.
Avocados there.
Oh, bigyan mo na dito.
Okay.
Pineapple mango.
Ito doon. Give everybody the dessert. Dessert muna tayo.
Flavor apple, orange.
Sir, hindi ba, kasi sa Australia may backlash against mga beverage dahil to sa sugar content. Pero hindi niyo pa nakikita yun sa Southeast Asia.
Meron na actually. That's why we have a sugar tax.
Ay, yun yun.
Yeah.
Hindi, bukod doon sa sugar tax, in terms of like consumer behavior, hindi pa naman katulad ng sa Australia na may rejection na. Kaya ang daming for sale na mga beverage kasi sa Australia because of that.
Changing lifestyles. No? But for us, I think we need the energy. I think,
So hindi pa naman maabot sa ganun.
especially if we go to the province, they need energy and protein.
Carbohydrate.
Overrun.
Oh,
We didn't have it. It's there. 22. MSRP.
Sir, what's your capital expenditure
for the year, I agree with you on that. Capex. It's always a usual question.
Yeah. It's normally around 10 billion, plus or minus a year. Except this year we'll probably have more because as you know, we have about this 60% interest in PNB, and they have just pointed out that they want to have a 12 billion stock rights offering. So if we subscribe to our requirement, then we'll have to add another 6 or 7 billion for that. So we'll probably be closer to 16, 17 this year.
What's the breakdown for the
Subsidiaries.
breakdown?
Yeah.
Breakdown, what are the breakdown? I guess PNB is what, around 8?
Yes.
About 8
7,
billion, yeah.
7, yeah.
Maybe another 2 for Econ, no? But because we continue building BPO buildings and horizontal developments. Those are all capex. And we're planning new beverage facilities. Yeah, I think we're in the ballpark of around 10 to 20 crore. The rest of them are not capex. It's more of a regular operating capital that's needed.
The big ones would essentially be the bank.
The back, yeah.
The bank and Eton. Eton, we have a combination of Eton itself and then our joint venture with Ayala. Then you'll have probably plus or minus $1 billion each for the normal capital requirements of the other subs.
Walang illegal sa drinks.
Legal.
Unlike sa cigarettes.
Drinks are very bulky.
Okay, unlike cigarettes na gulong.
Hindi, maybe coffee, madulong sa coffee.
There was coffee.
Kaya,
Many layers.
Pero yun ang naisang sa tao, sugar.
why did you allow why did you allow na parang let's say yung mga, as you mentioned, you need sugar, we're in a economic level where our people still need sources of energy.
The government is
The
revenue.
coffee lobby was able to push.
Mas magaling sila mag-lobby. Please, take
Ito
some
pala yung
avocado.
Avocado.
Avocado to, okay. Okay ba?
Parang,
Ha?
parang,
Okay na ba?
parang yung kinakain ko ng bata.
Parang pang-fresh.
Yun.
Especially, di ba? I think it's better than the gel.
Like, tastes healthy.
Ano to, may milk.
May milk.
Avocado superfood eh.
Good cholesterol. Carcinogen. Anti-carcinogen.
Kaya lang, nalagyan mong sugar. Milk.
Yun lang.
Pero di ba tayo lahat gumagamit ng avocado for dessert? Pag sa'yo, nagugulot mo. Sugar and milk.
Vegetable kasi for them eh.
Vegetables sa kanila.
Or salad,
Tayo
or
fruit
burger.
eh. Tayo fruit eh. Sila sa vegetable.
Or guacamole.
Guacamole.
Kumuli niya. Dip.
Pero never dessert sa kanila sa atin lang.
So, do you have target growth for this year? Revenues and income or guidance?
We don't give profit guidance. Usually we don't give profit guidance because we don't want to mislead.
Expectations, do you see this year to be better compared to 28?
It depends on taxation, I guess. No? But if there's no increase this year, then if it's January 1 next year, then it should be. It could be slightly better than 2018.
Usually, sir, if it's an election year, the sales go up for most of your subsidiaries, sir.
I think water, we see it water also, it went up. And also, I guess also because of the heat and the shortage in
Napanigo
water.
na.
There was a sudden spike in demand.
But seasonal naman yan.
Seasonal,
Despite
seasonal.
the-
But we compared year to
Year-on-year.
same period last year, year on year. So we see the difference.
What's, how big? Spike.
Uh, our growth is double digit, so
Year on year.
year on year.
March and April.
I don't have the exact number. Because once we commissioned our line, we're running flat out. Right? So siguro temporary na yun. It will even out in third quarter. Third quarter. Hmm.
At nangyari sa pound glitch ba yung $300 Manila, New York?
Ano ba?
Once ang ano? There.
Ano ba? Ano ba?
Manila, New York business class. Kaya natin.
Kaya Narita? Parang we don't fly Narita.
Narita, Manila. Yes. New York.
Taray.
Narita, Manila.
Let me check on that.
Yung Eton, meron daw na-affect ng earthquake na building.
Minimum?
Minimum.
Minimum.
Book release things are not income.
Not in the plans now. Not in the plans. Unless you want to raise more capital. If they want. RBE is what, like 10? RBE now? So, we should be 15 to 20. At least 15 now.
Super 16.
Kung dati, natayin na yung wind farm sa Rizal.
We didn't push through with that. We look at it.
Fit.
Yeah, because the government did not expand the FIT.
Yeah.
The fit.
But I think
Hindi kayo nakahabot sa
hindi. Nakikisali lang kami kaya na eh. Vince Perez. I think they went through it. On a smaller scale. Sangrano. Pililia, then Sangrano. We're supposed to be part of the Sangrano. FIT. But I think they went bilateral and now they're into
Sa Victoria's 100 years. Nangyari.
it's also listed, no?
So, siyempre, malayo na stockholders meeting.
Sa kabilang.
Wala yan.
Hindi.
Yeah, it's a listed company, so we're just an investor there. So you have to ask officers of Victoria's. Maraming shareholders kasi employees from that Victoria area. So they have to hold it there para makapunta sila. Pag sa Manila. Yeah, okay. What's part 2, round 2? Avocado. Okay, last question. Last question. What else? That's it, no? Basically. Yeah. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming and we started late and we try to start on time next year. And have better food, better dessert. Thank you. Salamat.
Thank you.